what to call this right now, but it's, DC News of the Week.
The weekly roundup.
Not that there's much. So just 2 articles this week. Superman Legacy will reportedly feature a conflict in the Middle East as a key plot point in the DCU reboot.
That's kind of cool. I like that.
There's a lot of excitement surrounding Superman Legacy, but an awful lot of intrigue as well. While it was initially reported that the movie would pit the Man of Steel against the Authority, we've since learned that was a misdirect. But all those people who spec'd on the Authority have wasted their $10.
Damn.
Instead, Kal-El will cross paths with many of his fellow superheroes, including Green Lantern, Hawkgirl. There's been speculation that they're members of Justice League International, something that makes even more sense based on a selected rumor. According to the insider Daniel Rickman, at least part of Superman Legacy will revolve around a conflict in the Middle East. The fictional nation of Biala, Sure. Biala is said to be involved, and it's worth noting that's where the Blue Beetle Scarab originates from.
Oh, fuck me, eh?
They're actually doing a connecting universe?
Wow. Fuck me sideways. Holy shit.
Wait, let's get let's get full screen for that one. This actually lines up with the rumor from last month we didn't cover here. In that, Beyond the trailer claims Superman will want to stop the conflict in that country by stepping in, leading to his fellow heroes disagreeing with the aliens' approach. Lex Luthor was also said to be involved in peace talks with the superhero team, possibly the Justice Society of America, also involved. Sounds a little like Black Adam to us, but we'll see what happens. It's worth noting that Brainiac is still this reboot's rumored villain, so this could end up being a relatively minor subplot. I kind of feel like that could be the opening of the movie. That's how you're introduced to Superman. Is that there's a conflict, Superman shows up, he, gets the peace, and then all the other, and then Brainiac, and then Superman has to come together with the Justice League and Justice Society to defeat Brainiac at the end of the movie. With Lex, I don't know, taking a piece of technology from Brainiac, who knows, and then on and on. But
Yep.
We know David Cornsweet is playing Man of Steel, while Rachel Brosnahan has been tapped to star Lois Lane. We're currently in halfway through season 2 of Miss Maisel. God, that show's great. Yeah. So set to be released on July 11th, 2025. That will also be delayed 2 years. So Gran Turismo comes out next week.
Okay.
You know that movie?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, David Harbour's in it, and he was doing press for Gran Turismo. I'm not sure how he's allowed to do that, but he was talking to...
Sony Studios isn't a part of the thing, I don't think.
No?
Whatever they made
the app
Gran Turismo under.
Oh.
Whenever they made Gran... Because I think it's a new... Because I remember seeing the trailer, and I'm pretty sure it was different than
Different
Venom.
union?
Yeah, well,
okay.
different.
Different film studio.
Yeah, so the studio is not, most likely is not a part of that. Yeah.
So very little been revealed about the Creature Commandos. So he talked a bit about that, which doesn't say anything in here about it. Other than I thought he talked to. Okay. Anyways, I saw that Collider talked to David Harbour about this.
Okay. Yeah.
His work is already done. He's done all his lines for Creature Commandos. He says it's very funny. He's playing Frankenstein. He didn't know for sure if people knew that. But he's playing the voice of Frankenstein, which also means he's playing Frankenstein in live action.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. So he says it's a blast. He was really happy to play the role. It's exciting to be part of... Oh, yeah, there it is. David Harbour's there, Frankenstein. Yeah, so James Gunn says he's finished recording the lines and confirms the episode count. So what's the episode count? Very little has been revealed about the animated series, though we know the actors who lend their voices also play the live action. Talking to Threads, the filmmaker reiterated previous reports. Creature Commandos consisting of 7 episodes, and confirmed the cast is finished recording their lines. He also teased a memorable soundtrack for the Suicide Squad spin-off. Something we expect to be a recurring theme throughout the new DCU. Yeah, he's always been great at music. I guess the last thing I'll talk about with DC is I watched that super-powered documentary, that 3-episode documentary about the history of DC.
Okay.
Came out maybe a month ago.
Right.
It was narrated by Rosario Dawson because she does everything now for narration. It was pretty good. They kind of touch on all the different, like starting at the beginning, like in the 20s when it first started.
Mm-hmm.
Superman, how they kicked them out after a while. The creators, they did touch on. It's kind of funny. They went over the Snyderverse and how, the history of that, and they kind of positioned it like we were so good at it that a nobody character like Aquaman made the most amount of money. It made over $1 billion. And then they just put up like a little quick a scene from a paper of saying Justice League is okay. From the movie review.
Okay.
Like, you're trying to distract us from the fact that you had Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, and they didn't make as much as Aquaman, the one that you guys always made fun of.
Yeah.
Like, don't you see that's the problem here?
Yes.
But James Gunn wasn't really in it. He was maybe in 2 or 3 scenes or interview questions. Jim Lee was in it a lot. I kind of went over the history of Batman, Bob Kane, and Bill Finger. They talked a little bit about Milestone, that publishing house that DC started with black artists and black writers.
Mm-hmm.
It was worth a watch if you're into DC. Even if you're just into comics, it's worth a watch.
That's cool.
It dealt with a little bit more controversy than the Marvel Stan Lee one did,
Mm-hmm.
Which I found more interesting. It was a bit more honest on some things than Marvel was.
Yep.
But yeah, so I don't know. It's worth a watch. So that's DC News of the Week. Hopefully we get more Blue Beetle out next week. Guess we'll see if that makes any money. Well, it's not going to make money, but if it does, terrible or even worse.
Just to follow up on that really quickly, apparently they adjusted the projections.
Yeah.
Before it was supposed to be obviously low,
like 12 million or something.
Yeah, something like that, and it has now doubled
to 24 million.
Your math is impeccable.
Better than your math last week.
That's true. No, so apparently it's doubled expectations, at least for box office opening. And it's funny because they just announced that like 2 days ago. And what did I say last week? What did I say?
What did you say?
Oh, I said that the community would probably come out and support this movie a lot more than we anticipated.
Well, I think the budget was only like 100 million, so they do have a shot.
Easily. No, the budget was less. It was like 85.
Oh yeah.
Like the possibility of it making money is, I honestly think it's possible, because what is going to happen is I feel like, diehard fans are going to go obviously first rip.
Yeah.
But also
it'll be interesting what the drop off is in the second weekend. If it's
I'll be interested to see what the drop off is, because I very personally feel like a lot of people in the Latin community, this is going to be their first huge representation of a movie, and I feel like DC's trying to bank on that.
Are you saying Michael Pena in Ant-Man wasn't a proper representation? Okay, continue.
He just loves Scientology so much. It's so sad.
Yeah.
So sad. Anyway, I think it's gonna do decent. I think it's gonna make.
I talked to co-founder Kate about this.
Yes.
She has no interest in seeing it. She said I could go see it by myself if I wanted. So.
Does she even know who Blue Beetle was?
I mean, she saw the trailers.
Yeah, but before that,
no.
I don't feel like it would be geared towards anything more than a general audience of, younger kids up until, mid-20s who still want to go see movies like this. And then it's obviously all nerds and, again, a huge chunk of the Latin community. Like, people are going to take their families to this movie, and it's going to be there's going to be a lot of people. I feel like this is going to be an event rather than just a movie. That's personally what I feel like it's going to be.
Okay, I'm going to clip this and we'll play it next weekend.
Oh man,
All right.
I might be right in my mouth there.
Usecomics.com. Thanks.